So you just saw me decorate my March calendar. I thought it was super fun and I like how it turned out. It's very green, it's got spring all over it. I am super excited about March. Spring is like so exciting for me because I feel like I'm coming out of hibernation. It's a fresh start. I've got lots of plans, and with the warmer weather, I just want to do more stuff. I want to live more life. And with that comes like a need for more notebooks. Previously, I had been using my Take a Note planner. This is the A5 version. I'd been using it as an all-in-one planner for work and my personal life. And when I say personal life, I also mean planning things for the family. So it's not just like my events, it's also my kids' events. And because the weather is warmer, they have more activities. There's field trips, there's like sports and stuff. Can you believe they're at that age where they are doing sports? Like, it's blowing my mind. Anyway, so there's more to coordinate. And then with work, that's also been expanding, and I'm very grateful for that. I am doing a lot more with expanding my inventory, and just there's more moving parts. And so I decided to separate those two things. My personal life will be in this planner, and I'm not going to abandon this. I think it's still working wonderfully. It was just that I was cramming too much stuff in there and it was getting a little bit confusing. So I decided to move all of my work stuff out of this planner. Like, oh, I wish I had done that from the beginning of the year, but I'm not trying to get a new planner. Plus, this was $40, so I'm not gonna like planner hop in that way, but I'm kind of just expanding it. So I'm using one of my graphite notebooks, and it doesn't have a design on it, so I just went ahead and put a label with my Dymo label maker, and I took inspiration from the bullet journal system. It's not quite like a pure bullet journal the way, Ryder Carroll made it, but I did like a certain aspects of it and wanted to incorporate that, such as having a key and then doing my own symbols and stuff like that. Signifiers, I mean. So I did that for the first page, and then I jumped right into making my first weekly layout. I just started it this week. So I took inspiration from like the Hobonichi weeks and all of those like horizontal weekly layouts. So I have some days on this side, and then I have the weekend on this side. And on the top here, I'm tracking the amount of hours I worked. I just estimated because I had no idea, but I'm gonna start keeping better track of like how many hours I'm actually working, because right now it's so muddled. I'm working at night when the kids go to bed. I'm working on the weekends, like just stealing moments here and there to try to get stuff done. And I just want to track what the heck I'm doing. I know I was time blocking in here, but I kind of dropped the ball on that. I used to keep like my time cards and stuff for previous jobs, so maybe I should just do that for this, But then there's also a space that you can just like write ideas and priorities and stuff, or whatever you want. It's like more freeform. So I'm really enjoying this so far. And then because it's not like every page is kind of free form, I can do other layouts in between, like project planning and brainstorming, brain dumps and ideas and stuff like that. So I made this, and then I already set up my layout for next week, and I just love it. I feel like it's so, I don't know, it's so organized, but it isn't super perfect as well. I don't know. I'm just really into it. And I'm using all cursive for everything right now. So that is a little change that I think is actually making a big difference in how I'm using my journals, because I'll show you in my first journal that I was using and in my planner, I was only using print handwriting. And I feel like I was doing it just because it looks so perfect, and like people were really loving that. But then I just felt like that was holding me back. So after a while, I was like, I don't really feel like sitting down and writing in print form. I just want the words to flow. And then starting in mid-January, I just started writing in cursive, and I decided to bring that into all of my planners as well. And as I've been practicing my cursive, I've been working on the legibility of it, and it's just so much better for me right now in this stage of life, just being able to like very quickly scroll something down. It's so fast, and I just feel like I'm writing more, especially since I need to organize my thoughts more with the increase of like my personal life and my work life. Being able to just quickly jot something down is more important to me than being like super perfect and like print like a typewriter or anything like that. So this journal, while I love the look of it, and I'm going to really enjoy like the just being able to read it so clearly later in life, I'm just like, I want to just have that super fast, get my thoughts down experience with cursive. So that's why I did switch to using cursive. Going from February into March, I just decided to do that. And I'm using a jet stream instead of a fountain pen. My hands actually smudge it a lot, especially with the warmer weather in March, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, we're gonna switch to ballpoint pen, the best ballpoint pen, Uni Jet Stream. I will use no other ballpoint pen. This is the best. So Uni Jet Stream. This one is not as comfortable to hold as I would have liked. I got it a couple of years ago, and I just thought it looked so pretty, but I just wish this was more of like a rubbery or softer pen grip. It's kind of hard. I don't know. It's not as comfortable as like my fountain pens either, even though those aren't rubbery. I don't know. I might switch to another Uni Jet Stream that's still a 0.5 black cartridge, but or I don't know if you call it a cartridge if it's in a ballpoint pen, but you know what I mean. It's the thing that goes inside. I would still use the 0.5, but maybe change the body of the pen, just so it can be more comfortable. I love the ones that come with the Hobonichis, the multi pens. Those are so comfortable to write with. What the heck was I saying? I just started talking about handwriting and pens. Anyway, back to like my actual notebooks. So this is just for personal. This is for work, and it's currently, I'm really liking it because it's just a better way for me to have that separation of work and life. And for some reason, if I'm working and I'm referring to my planner, if I see something that has to do with like, what are we going to eat for dinner, or like what chores do I have to do, or like what do the kids have going on, it distracts me from work. And because I work from home, I really feel like I need to have that distinction, and having it in a separate planner is helping me a lot mentally with that. So in the beginning of the year, I thought it would be a good idea for me to have it all in one, but I've since changed my mind because I realized it actually is a little bit too enmeshed and I need to separate it. Okay, so that is the beginning of a new system, or like a change to my current system. And then I also started a new journal since I finished with this one. This was my first daily one, and my daily journal, I decided I liked it a lot. I loved the size of this. I loved how cute it is, how portable it is, and I don't really write a ton for my daily life. So here is my first entry in this volume, and then I'm gonna do today's entry. And my only goal for this is just to have a place to jot something down about each day. There's like no specific writing prompt. Sometimes I write how I feel, sometimes I write like what happened that day, and it's really just a daily memory journal. I also have this blank insert in the back, and I intend to sketch in it because I currently don't have a sketchbook and I miss having that practice, but I have not used it yet. And I kind of want to have a traditional media sketchbook again, but I don't know if I want to do that in a passport size notebook. Maybe I want like an actual sketchbook. So that is like a maybe for me. Other than that, I love using this as my daily journal, my little passport. So cute. I also started another journal, and this is the standard size. It's my fern insert, and I just started it, so there's nothing sensitive in there, but it's gonna be my therapy journal, and I just started it yesterday. I literally just wrote down a writing prompt in it from this book here, and it's just a book that I have been reading, and I wanted to do the writing exercises in a separate journal, and it says to do that in a separate journal. So like, let me see what page that was on. So there's like an exercise here, and it says like, as you record your self-discoveries, hopefully in a new journal, especially for this purpose, you'll be blah, 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 blah. So I thought that was a good idea, and I didn't want to do those writing exercises in my daily journal. And I made this choice after I was looking through some old journals of mine, and I was having such a good time looking at some memories, and then I would do some like really, introspective journaling and digging into my past, and then it just brought me down. So in a way, I felt like I was separating my personal life from my work life, and here I'm kind of separating my daily memories. Maybe some day-to-day struggles that I'm currently going through can be in here, but this one is more for kind of digging into the past and, evaluating like what made me the way I am in my history in order to be able to better live in my present moment. So I kind of wanted to keep that separate. And yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm always open to talking about mental health on my channel and throughout my work. So this book is one that I already read the first two, or not the first two. I think there's the first book that she wrote, and then there was like a self-care guidebook. So this one is more like, it has more writing exercises, and I don't really know what to say about this without talking about my actual experience, which I don't really want to do. But back to Stationery, I'm using it as a separate like therapy journal. Having a different purpose for each journal, I think, makes sense for me right now, because there are some things that I need to work through, and it isn't something that I want to just come across randomly in the future and then be brought back to those emotions. And I don't want to send myself into a spiral accidentally when I look back on that stuff. By keeping it separate, I'm kind of doing my future self a favor. And when I say I want to separate those two things, like my current life and my day-to-day struggles, it's not a total separation. I don't think you can completely remove yourself from that, because so much of my day-to-day struggles are informed by or influenced by my past. So I don't know. I feel like it's not really a total separation, or I can't really describe it that way, but I guess I'm just trying to make a more intentional effort to process and dive into that by putting it all into a separate journal, like a separate therapy journal. Now I feel like talking about something else, because that was kind of a more vulnerable moment. But, I try not to shy away from talking about mental health, but at the same time, it like kind of makes me just want to talk about things that I enjoy and that are giving me a lot of excitement right now in my life. I feel like I made it specifically for fountain pens, and now I'm using a Jetstream, but I am still using fountain pens here and there. So these lines and stuff, that is all fountain pen ink, and then these headers are fountain pen ink. And then I just feel like all of the nice colors from anything that you see that's like this muted, cute pink, or like this nice red, that's some fountain pen ink right there with the green. There's some fountain pen here and there. I can't give up my fountain pens entirely. I did re-ink all of them with the corresponding color that I thought would be nice. But I did want to do ballpoint just because of that like waterproof quality that it has. But other than that, I feel like things are going really well. I'm really enjoying the gardening season that we've been having. So March and April are like very heavy gardening months for us. And I'm actually using press-on nails because I have my nails really, really short and I like to dig in the dirt and stuff. So they're actually kind of always covered in dirt. And I just felt like for this video, and because I'm going to take some listing photos of products later, I just wanted to have it be covered up because my nails underneath are not looking very clean cut and I don't want my listing photos to reflect that. So I popped on some press-on nails and I'm actually really liking them. I feel like they look pretty good for press-ons. It doesn't really look as good as if I had grown my nails out and then did a builder gel overlay, which I do like, and I had that for a good amount of the year last year, but for being press-ons, I'm really satisfied with them. And I just liked having that sort of long nail, like, I don't know, I feel like really fancy, but for gardening season, which is truly one of my favorite hobbies, I just can't have long nails like this. It would be impossible. So press-ons are here to save the day, and I'm also doing a lot with a new shop launch coming up really soon with new sticker designs and just thinking about expanding a lot. So very, very exciting. And then I also want to create more art. That's why I put paint here, because I was like, I really want to pick up my actual traditional paints again, because so far I've been doing so much digital stuff. But yeah, this is what I've got going on. Yeah, so I got a couple of new spring stuff coming up, and then I have like these boba stickers that I did digitally, and then there's also like this boba sticker. It's just all the same but like little digitally done watercolor icons. I thought those were super cute. And then some spring florals and other stuff. So that's all coming to the shop very soon, and there's going to be some exciting stuff in that case. But yeah, really good stuff. I just love just sitting here and flipping through my notebooks. I don't know. Oh gosh. Let me show you an older notebook. Okay, I just dug up this from 4 years ago, and I also had a weekly planner, but I think this wasn't just for work, it was for daily life. But like, look at how different my aesthetic was. Wow. Dot grid too. I was all about the dot grid, but now I like grid. And I made my own layouts. I used pencil instead of fountain pen, and then I used fountain pen for the writing. But this is 2020, and I just had my first child, and I was still working a lot at that time. Oh wow, I used a different ink here. This is cool. I really liked my handwriting there. It's cute. I just wanted to look at this and see what I did differently. Quarantine. This is nuts. Oh, wow. This is fun. I actually switched entirely to cursive here too. Oh, wow. And then I switched back to print, and then I did cursive here. I was really into green back then too. It's fun to look back on your old journals and stuff in your planners, because you can see what themes kind of persist over the years. It is so interesting to see how things have changed over the years, but like in a way, there's some similarities to what I was doing stylistically as well. And it's fun to see how my handwriting has evolved. I feel like this is more bubbly in a way. I don't know how else to describe it, and this is more like elegant. And I like both, but I feel like this progression of how my style has evolved makes so much sense as I get older. But I still love plants, and I still loved green, and I love gold. So, yeah, it's so cool. I wonder how my style will evolve in the future. Very cool. All right, well, that is all I really have for you today. I don't know what else to say about this. I'm excited to use my work planner new week. And yeah, this is working out for me right now, but we'll see. Things change. That is the only constant in life. Hope you all are doing well. Happy journaling, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.